welcome back to another episode of Raving and Reviewing. My name is R, and this is my co-host.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Today we're back reviewing the back half of the Peacemaker show, episodes 5 through 8, but overall it'll just be like a overall review. But we are going to do full spoilers of the show, and anything that passed through, like episodes 1 through 4, we're going to go through everything.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts overall?
I think this was a really enjoyable show. Anything better, unfortunately, I have to admit, than Marvel stuff we've seen. So, I guess maybe it's on par with Loki for me, just because the ending a little bit fell flat. It wasn't horrible, but I would say this is like neck and neck with Loki for me. But it was good. I really enjoyed it, and that music and throughout the whole series, just James Gunn really knows what he's doing with music, and he followed through in this show as well.
Yeah, I think the same. I think this definitely surpassed all my expectations, which I had none. Because it's interesting, like seeing like a character you don't care about, Peacemaker, and we saw him in Suicide Squad. It's not like it was like straight up like I don't know anything about him.
Yeah,
like I knew a little bit.
We liked him in Suicide Squad.
Yeah, the thing is, we also did not like him.
Yeah,
and then he made it work so good. Like episode 1 was like so weird, but it worked. And that's the same thing. It happened for every single episode where it was like, it's so weird that it worked. Yeah. And I said like, oh, I was skipping the intro, and I saw this thing online of like, you're so weird if you skip that intro, the dancing intro. And I was like, I was skipping it the first few, and then like the last 3 episodes I watched it each time because the music hits so well. That
music just grew on me, and I had been watching it since the first time because I just really wanted to see what that intro. I like the dance moves where I'm like, this is just being weird to be weird. As I watched, I really did like that title song.
No, it's really good.
Yeah, it gets stuck in your head, and then they played it at the end of the like that big fight scene that they were having. They started playing it when John Cena's or Peacemaker's going in to like defeat the cow or whatever. It really hit very nicely, that song, when he's like, running, trying to be the hero of the day. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I think it's done really well. I think James Gunn knows what he's doing with music. Yeah, and it's like other people are gonna try and copy it, but has not worked yet.
It has not worked. Yeah, he's perfected it, and for some reason it only works when he does it. Yeah. The other thing, I think one of my favorite episodes in the show was episode 6. I have the names. 6 or 7. All right, which one?
I was the one with they infiltrate the butterfly thing, and they find the monkey Grodd version of the butterfly. Yeah. That ends with Adebayo finding out that Mern's a butterfly.
Okay.
Then it picks up episode 6 of like she knows that she's a butterfly, and then I think Peacemaker becomes friends with Goff.
Yes.
And then the police are after him. And then the next episode's all about the dad, mostly like coming after him, the fight and the struggle between like he's gonna kill him or not.
Yeah, and then he kills him.
Last episode's just a finale, like you just end it. Yeah.
This is where the main fight where I said Mern after reading, that's what, episode 6? Is that when the Goth gets away, right? And she gets all her butterfly friends to take over the police station and the cops. And
yeah, I think that might be 6.
Yeah. Yes, it is, because Mern dies in Stop Dragon Around My Heart.
Yeah, the beginning of that episode. Yeah.
Right in the beginning of that one. So yeah, definitely, and that was really done so well. That monster song is so good. I have listened to it countless times. They play in like all the butterflies are kind of, that was such a fun scene to watch. I really loved it.
Yeah, it's like making this cop character, which you did. It's everybody worked. I think all the
Yeah,
characters were done well, except for
everybody
the
worked.
cop in the beginning. And
Mhm.
then they made the cop like you're kind of interested, like, oh, my uncle or somebody's the judge. He'll help me figure out what's going on with this weird, like, new head of the police and all this stuff. And then she's
Yeah.
like pretty much taken over by Goff, and it's like
Yeah.
it just that scene where like she's the butterfly, the monster song, and it's like
Yeah.
done so well.
So well. Oh my god, that was one of my favorite things to watch. It got me so hyped up for the end of of the series. But I do think like the last two episodes is where it kind of started like tapering off a little bit. Again, not saying that it was bad in any means, but I had built up so much more in my head of what was going to happen. And then it just, I mean, it ended fine, but I wish there was more to it. And like, in the last episode, they try to do something that Marvel would have done. And I'll let you speak on that later, where, they kind of utilized something that they knew the fans would be excited about.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know if they were building around excitement just for this little scene where they kind of cleanly wrote the story off, but not really. Like the ending was super vague. I mean, we talked about this when we first saw it, where it's just like it's not real clear cut what happened, which is fine because there's probably going to be a second season, right?
Yeah, it's been announced season 2's happening. No, I think the last episode, I think I was like a bit underwhelmed with the fight, but because it felt like, oh, they're just playing in some field with some smoke, like.
Yeah, for me it was confusing. The fight was just confusing. I watched
because like they go out there
and I'm like, what's
and
happened?
then Hardcore falls down, Vigilante gets hit, and then
Yeah.
like Adebayo comes out. She actually survives.
Yeah,
and then
I like the scene where she's like, I'm gonna go, and she's just screaming and like shooting people. I'm like, she would have been dead. She would have been dead in 5 seconds. It was
Benny
like
Economos just like trips and hurts his leg like right away instantly.
Yeah. What is
and
happening?
like it's like, yeah, they all suck, which is like, okay, this is like
that's the whole
it's like they're not a great team.
No.
But they're not great fighters, but they're a somewhat great team, or getting to it where it's like it's the end of Guardians 1 where it's like they all hate each other, but then they have to work together to, I don't know, whether they stopped
the mission.
Ronan. Yeah. But yeah, it was just very weak. Like the fighting scene wasn't great. Like I did like his use of the shield. Like he had his Peacemaker shield.
I did like that. That was good. I actually didn't notice it the first time around, but it was, they did a good job with that.
Yeah, it was cool. But the overall fight itself was kind of whack. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And it was like just so dark and grim. Like, it's fine.
I didn't like that cow thing. It looked weird.
The cow was creepy.
It was bad.
Yeah, I mean, there was no point to it other than like, this is our source of food. And then, as you said, like the ending was vague. I'm like, the Goff is trying to convince Peacemaker, like, come on our side. Like, humans don't know what they need to survive, so we're gonna make it a better Earth. And then, like Mern's butterfly, I don't know his name.
I don't know.
Or whatever it was, Mern was like, I think that humans should have the free right, even though they're dumb.
Yeah.
And I guess Peacemaker's on that same side, and
he
chooses I'll kill their food source, so like they won't survive. And at the end, there's like a scene where he's back at his house with Eagly, and like he's envisioning his dad like sitting next to him, which is going to be trauma for the next season, probably.
Yep.
And I would think that's Goff that came to his house and was chilling.
Definitely, because you see Goff getting away after he kills the cow, and I think he shoots the detective.
Yeah, he shoots the detective, and then the butterfly
the
releases.
host. And then the butterfly releases, and he watches it get away because he's doing to Adebayo, because at that point he's done the human torpedo.
Yeah.
And then she torpedoes into the cow.
Yeah, that's just like a weird thing. I'm like, okay.
I mean, I don't mind that it's dumb because the show kind of like really leaned into that, and they did it well. But I'm like, for the end scene, really? You're just gonna have her? You know what that scene reminded me of? when Drax in the beginning of the second movie, like it's by that monster that they're fighting, and he's just like carving his way through it. It kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah, it definitely reminds me of that. Similar.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't love that human torpedo thing, but I did like that they went through like his like different helmets and like what they did and all the stuff, like the floating one.
Yeah.
And the sonic boom from episode 1, they brought that back, and the X-ray helmet is how they found out that Myrn was a butterfly. Like, I think that's cool that he has different things. It's like, it reminded me of like Hawkeye or just Arrow, where he has different utility of different things, like his bows, different arrows.
And like they went arrows. Wait, but speaking of arrows, how'd you feel about them dissing your man?
The thing is, that actually is a thing online. Like, people make that joke about.
Is it?
I've seen it before about like Green Arrow is like a brawny, like whatever the names he's called. Like, I've seen that before. It's not original to this like thing. Like, people have like made that joke before.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, no, it's disrespect to Oliver Queen.
Yeah. Are you upset? Are you sad? Is that why you're giving the show a bad review?
Yeah. I mean, it's not the CW Arrow, but whoever is Arrow in this universe.
I hope it's Oliver. I like this Oliver as Arrow. Like the CW.
I mean, then no, it's not gonna be.
It's not gonna be. Yeah, I guess he's too little, too small of an actor to play something in a bigger scale. I guess. I don't know. I think he'd be fine, but
I mean, Gustin Grant's gonna be in the Flash movie, so.
Oh, is he really?
No.
It's like a what? Like
they're doing multiverse stuff, so yeah, he's gonna be in
okay. Well, because I know the other Flash was in the CW show, so
yeah, I think they did a trade of like, he's gonna be in this for one scene, so he'll be in that scene.
Yeah. Because this Flash ain't gonna pull people in.
Yeah, I mean, that's why they got Michael Keaton back. Like, nobody watching this Flash movie.
Oh yeah, that's right. I do remember him popping up in one of the DC trailers we saw.
Yeah, but speaking of Flash and the Justice League, so like the last scene, I think this was a last minute shoot. Like, they thought of this idea.
It looked like it. Yeah.
They thought of this idea to get like stand-ins for Wonder Woman, Superman, Aquaman, Flash, and then there was just supposed to be silhouettes of each person, and then they kind of reached out to Aquaman and Flash.
He's like, sure, why not?
Can you come do some CGI stand-ins, like jokes?
Yeah.
And it makes sense because like since episode 1, he's making a joke about Aquaman
fucking fish.
And like it kind of like paid off.
Fucking rumor. It did. I was okay.
It wasn't funny, but like
no.
It kind of was like, oh, it's a real world. Like, it's a full established.
This is why the Justice League didn't work for me, because Jason Momoa, the Aquaman, was like the comedic center of the film, and he's not good with delivery. I like him.
No.
He's just not a funny dude, and that's okay. I like him a lot as Aquaman, but not a funny dude. So it was awkward.
Yeah, I think he's not great with, like, he's good as an angry guy.
Mm-hmm.
But no, he's not a funny actor, or at least not the stuff I've seen. Like Game of Thrones, he's not funny at all.
Wow, like I said, he's a rapist in that show. So
yeah, but no, it's cool they got those in. And then I saw like the little interview he did, and he's like, yeah, Ezra. Like, I reached out to him later on, and then like he came to do the green screen set on, like, we filmed it during Guardians, and then like added it into the editing.
Well, okay. I mean, I couldn't tell. It wasn't. I think
it was 2 seconds
necessary, but I get why they did it. I'm not mad about it.
I mean, they made the joke in the beginning of the episode of like, she calls Amanda Waller and she's like, they won't be here on time.
Yeah, he's like, you're late, dickheads. That's how you do comedy. Learn from John Cena, man.
Yeah, I mean, John Cena did a great job.
That guy nailed this role so well.
We didn't mention once yet, Vigilante, who also nailed it.
Who also really, I mean, I think he was a fan favorite, right? Everybody loved Vigilante.
I think people will continuously talk about Vigilante. I mean, they'll compare it to Deadpool, but still, like, it stands, it's separate, like, it stands alone. Like,
he's not imitating Deadpool. He's doing his own thing, and I'm loving it.
Mm-hmm.
He was, I think, the standout for me. I mean, I love John Cena, but I've always liked him, and even like the was it the Fast and Furious movies that we saw?
Yeah.
I said at that time when we saw the 9th one, and I was like, I actually shockingly like John Cena's acting.
He's Vin Diesel's brother somehow.
He's somehow much bigger, much
Or
taller,
in shape.
more in shape. Brother, oh god, yeah. But so I did like John Cena, but I already knew I was going to. Vigilante, man, that guy really. I have no clue who he was. I mean, I looked him up later, and I was pleasantly like shocked that he was in Harry Potter. But yeah, he was good in this. Really good in this.
I think he was done really well, and then like
Yeah.
White Dragon, like I don't like the character, but like that was a cool suit. That was a cool suit. And I
you don't like
that.
what the guy stands for, but you like his fit. It's like that Larry David episode where he's like, okay, the KKK needs to have a clean freaking robe. That's what kind of reminded me of.
I mean, he spilled coffee on his rose. He had to replace it.
I had to get it cleaned. Oh my gosh.
No, I mean that episode was good, and like he John Cena himself is like fighting with it, and his head is like, yeah, he's a dickhead, but he is my father, so like I have to kind of like that was like the Yondu reference of like, yeah, he's a bad guy, but he's still like my dad.
Yeah,
and it's like here versus Guardians, where like Guardians Yondu turns into being the good guy and he saves the day, versus here, well, like he does turn into a bad guy.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah.
And I was thinking the same story thing would happen where he does turn into good and he will help, but I think
I was right. I think
you're right.
He's going to be one of the main bad guys, and he technically was. There was a big fight at the second.
Yeah, episodes 7 or 8. 7.
Yeah, he defeated him pretty fast, but
yeah, I mean he was Iron Man like, but
yeah, but like evil.
Yeah. Then the other thing was, man, filming that episode must have been crazy to have those hooded guys in the woods. I just kept thinking,
I know.
Man, how did they film this and not look weird? It had to look so weird.
Yeah, but like onlookers just watching a bunch of people with white hoods running around in the woods.
I mean, I guess it's not as bad as Django, where they actually had the real hoods. Like,
oh, true. That is a good point. That is a very good point.
No, it's just so weird. I'm like, that would have been like traumatizing someone.
Like, we're not coming back here.
We're not filming for DC anymore.
Yeah. But I do have to say they did really well with like tying in like, you know, kind of realistic issues that are really prevailing right now. They integrated it pretty well with the story, and it's not a super woke show, but they do mention topics that, you know, are important to the world today. And
I did like fuck it, I don't care.
But I did like that they didn't shove it down your throat, you know. It was kind of like nice.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's like some of it's
do that to you.
He does a bit of the jokes of like, I was in jail during that time. I don't know what any of that means. And like my favorite one was the Cloud, when he's like, he has a phone and then he has like pictures of Eagly or something, and then his phone gets destroyed, and he's like, don't you have that stuff backed up to the Cloud? And he's like, I was in jail when that Cloud thing happened. I don't get it. I still don't understand.
I don't know what that is.
It's funny because like
I don't know what the Cloud is either.
I mean, you should know.
I know, I work with computers. I should know.
But no, that was a good joke. I mean, there's a lot of standout, like funny lines. So there's some jokes that didn't work for me, but
yeah, that's with like, anything, though, right?
Some vigilante ones, and then the dye beard one was. I didn't think it would go anywhere, but the end, he has to explain it. Economos is pretending to be a butterfly. And then he has to explain to the other butterflies like why he does it, and like he has to actually reveal like, oh, I do dye my beard, but I'm lazy as shit and I use the cheap one.
That one landed for you?
No, I didn't. No, the funny thing just is like, man, he made it like the joke into like something like you feel bad for him, like
it's like a personality trait almost.
Yeah.
Like,
and they made like hardcore, I think, like was doing good. The last episode I didn't really care.
She wasn't in it much. She kind of
like she was doing good like the whole season, I think, like pretty solid.
Yeah.
The last episode, she kind of like fake dies, and then
yeah, it didn't matter.
And then she's in the hospital at the end.
Comes back. I'm down to that was the other thing. I was like, I didn't like the fight scene because there was so much confusion for me in who, and even the second time I was trying to watch a little bit more like intensely because the first time I'm just like, all right, they're fighting. I have no clue. When did
it's
you
just
like?
dark.
Yeah, I'm like, when did he come back up? What did I miss? Because he looked like he got stabbed in the back and was done. When he goes
Vigilante,
down.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's
And then
not
same
clear
with hardcore, it was a little bit more clearer because Adebayo, she gets to her and stops the butterfly from taking, and like that was fine. But I just didn't like how confusing all of that was.
Yeah.
And then the last thing for me was Judo Master. What the hell did they do with that guy? I don't remember what the hell happened with him. I forgot everything that happened with this guy besides the fact that they had kidnapped him at one point.
Yeah, he really Cheetos. Flaming hot Cheetos.
Yeah,
and
that's
he changed
all
his
I
mind.
know. I think he was literally a walking, talking commercial for Cheetos. That was his whole purpose in the show.
Well, I think the ending part where it was after the fight, they're in the hospital, and then like after that, there's another scene of them two just blowing up a car, and I'm like,
yeah,
whose car is that? That's so random. And I'm thinking that's Judo Master's car. Because why would they just blow up a random car? And they were having a great time doing it. Like
they look so happy blowing that shit up. He's like, come on, go. I was like, oh my god, these idiots. That's what worked for me for the show. Like, even though the ending story-wise wasn't like revolutionary, it was fun watching these guys just mess around, man. That the humor was on point with this show. It was just enjoyable watching them mess around with each other.
Yeah, and they made Eagly work.
Oh, I loved Eagly. By the end of it, I'm like, that's Hedwig now.
Hedwig.
I really liked him.
No, I think every character did well. Like even Mern, like by the end, like I think we weren't feeling Mern at first. I think did you say like you thought he was evil since the beginning?
Yeah, I thought there was something off about him.
Yeah, you were right.
Yeah, there was something off about him.
Yeah, I think like they killed him off too easily. I wish like
there was more to it, right?
Yeah, there's more to it, but it was fine. And then like that actor himself like got casted in Guardians 3 because James Gunn's like, I like him so much.
Mern?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I did not like the actor, and I'll tell you one reason why. I did not know what the hell kind of accent that guy was doing. I couldn't tell. Is it American or British? I don't know.
I have no clue.
He's definitely British in real life, some sort. Or he's not American because he has an accent of some sort in real life, but I couldn't tell what he was doing in the show.
Nigerian, from Nigeria.
Nigerian British, okay.
It's funny because I'm watching the new Fresh Prince, the Bel Air show, and Carlton. I kept thinking, like, who does Carlton remind me of? He looks very similar to Mern.
Yeah.
They have like similar, like very high, like forehead.
Yeah, but besides the accent, which it could have just been something I didn't understand, he was pretty good.
Yeah, so they casted him in Guardians as an unknown role, and they're like, it's gonna be cool.
Okay.
But no, I think
has his original accent.
Well, yeah, who knows? He could be an alien.
Exactly.
No, I think this was great. I think DC finally got a win.
One thing right. They finally did it.
Yeah,
I was a hater, but I couldn't be one.
I think this tops everything Marvel has done so far.
Like probably I said, they got
Daredevil and Loki, maybe.
Yeah, like I said,
Jessica Jones. I mean, I don't count the Netflix stuff, even though.
Yeah. It doesn't.
They're still Marvel. They're Marvel. I mean.
Yeah, but it's not Disney Marvel. It's not the same thing. I think with the shows, because they Disneyfied it a little too much, there wasn't really. I wasn't a huge fan of a lot of the shows, but I did like Loki. I have to say that was one of my favorites. So I'd say. The problem
with those shows again is we're looking for the cameo to be
or the cameos.
The cameo that will affect the bigger picture. Where here we got the cameos.
Yeah,
and it didn't matter anyway. Like
It
we
didn't
could have
matter.
not got
Yeah,
that scene, and it would have
and we
still
would
been
have still
fine.
liked it. Yeah, I do agree with that. That they weren't focusing on the like show and tell portion of it. It was just the humor, the story, the music that carried the show. I do agree that I didn't even really care about the bigger picture with the universe, which we do a lot with the Marvel shows, right? We're like, oh well, this is gonna play into Doctor Strange and this is gonna play into that and blah 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 blah. Well, this show is, if it's a one-off standalone show, it's perfectly fine. It's a good story. It tied itself up neatly. I know there will be a second season, which is gonna, like you said, it will go probably into his trauma of killing his dad, which is very interesting, and I hope they do good with that. Yes, I do agree with that. I think script wise and story wise, they have beaten Marvel on this one.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you rank the shows, I'd say for comic book shows, I would say Watchmen, this
yeah,
Daredevil.
yeah. I don't know. I'd say Watchmen, Punisher, because I really like the first season of Punisher. Oh no, but Daredevil was really, first season of Daredevil was really good. Ugh, that's hard. I can't. Okay, fine. Watchmen, Daredevil, Punisher, then this.
Arrow.
No. It doesn't. It doesn't.
It doesn't make the list.
I can't put it. It's good though. I was watching some clips of Arrow on YouTube. I might restart. It's a guilty pleasure show though. Like I don't think it's written the best.
No, I mean, if you're comparing writing here, no, it's not even close.
Yeah, it's nowhere
I mean,
close.
Watchmen, like you can't top Watchmen right now.
Top tier, right?
It's also HBO, and this is HBO, so I could see like Watchmen, Peacemaker.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
I mean,
I like the Netflix one, so I'm gonna go with those.
But, yeah, the Netflix shows like Jessica Jones, pretty solid. Like,
yeah, that's a good one too. Shoot, I forgot about Jessica Jones, but I think that one falls a little flat compared to like Daredevil and Punisher for me.
Yeah, definitely, it's lower in
lower
quality.
Tiered. Yeah. And I never watched Luke Cage, but I know you said it was really good.
Season one's like fine up till like episode 6 or 7 when they kill the cool guy.
Yeah. That's when you gotta stop watching.
Yeah, they kill the best character, and you're like, I don't know.
No, I'm done. All right. Well,
so I think that's it. Yeah. I was wondering, like, would John Cena do something else? Like, would he make like a show based on like Idris Elba's character now from Suicide Squad? Like, would he do like one-off things? But it seems like he's just like, I'm gonna do a season 2. Yeah. And then maybe a movie later on, like. Okay. And it's like, I wonder how far in the future will this season 2 be, like, because he's got Guardians TV special, holiday special episode.
Oh, he's gonna be in that.
No, wait, James Gunn's
doing it. Yeah, that's true.
He's doing this Guardians special, and he's doing Guardians 3 next May, 2023. So like, I would think we're not getting this till 2024.
Yeah, it might take
late 2023.
I was just gonna have to rewatch all of this shit until then.
Yeah, I would definitely put this on again, like, because of music.
I would rewatch it.
I found like the playlist, like Peacemaker playlist, and it's like, not only are the songs that are like on the main soundtrack, but like people are adding in like random one-off like clips that he's got in there.
That matches the vibe. Yeah.
No, not match the vibe. Like there's in the show. It's really good.
Okay.
I've never heard of most of these songs too, and it's catchy. I mean, same as Guardians. Like I didn't know all those songs, and
yeah, we were obsessed with those songs, especially the like, volume 1.
First one, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, you haven't checked out the Peacemaker, which I'm guessing you have. Watch it.
100%. This is a watch. Mm-hmm. Any last remarks?
They got to finish out Judah Master Story, and I hope we get more like into what makes Vigilante, because obviously he's a fan favorite, and people want to know more about him.
Would you want a spin-off show of him?
I'd watch it, 100%.
Or would you want it with this team? Like,
honestly, I think he should do both.
I mean, it may happen.
Yeah, I did like he was really good like person to root for. He's just so innocent but then really evil at the same time, and somehow they made that work. So
Yeah,
I'm very
it's like the
interested.
scene in the vets,
Yeah.
right? The vet where like the nurses there are like, he's like, either we can kill you or we'll duct tape you.
Oh
And then
yeah.
he's like, if I duct tape you, when we unduct tape you, it will be, I don't know, like it will hurt a lot. But I can shoot you too.
Yeah, I know. He's something else. But yeah, I'd watch either or both.
But you want him to do something else.
With what, DC? Like as a vigilante?
Like another character, like a random character.
No, I mean
Not
not
anymore.
yeah, no, he's gonna have to follow through with this one for a little bit because people like it. It's like Ryan Reynolds with Deadpool, right? People want to keep seeing him with that character.
Yeah, I
So
mean, I think he can pull like his Guardians cast. Like he can be like, oh, Gamora can come into this now,
uh
or like Drax.
to do like a different DC character instead of
Yeah,
Marvel. Oh my god, James Gunn's gonna be the bridge between the two universes. That's kind of cool.
I mean, I would want to see James Gunn take over like some bigger role in like he could manage it and make like, all right, these movies can't suck.
Like be the Kevin Feige of DC.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like don't make these shitty movies anymore. Just stick to like
Do it the way I do it.
yeah, pretty
I'll get you
much.
the money. That's funny. Maybe I could see him doing it.
Because he said after Guardians 3, I'm done with Marvel. So like I can see him sticking around
Wow.
with
He's gonna
with
switch
DC.
teams. What the
Or he
hell?
could just be like, I want to make regular movies. I don't need any pre-existing IP. Let me
Superhero
just do
crap.
something myself.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All
Because
right.
that's what seems like all the big directors are doing. They're like, we're gonna do the Avengers and then
Superhero
we're gonna do
stuff.
our own thing.
Yeah. We're gonna
Same
get
thing,
the
like the Russo brothers did
mission.
their own movie and no one watched it. So they're like, we're gonna do a Guardian our Avengers
Yeah.
5.
What else? Well, that they were doing Community before that, though, right?
Yeah, they did Community too. Maybe do the Community movie.
Yeah, maybe that's what they'll do. They ever do that?
No, not yet.
We got the 5 seasons, right? It was 5 seasons in a movie.
6 seasons.
6 seasons. All right. Well, I'll cross my fingers for that one.
Yeah. Okay. Until then, we can rewatch Peacemaker because
Oh yeah, I forgot.
that's good. I'll be listening to the soundtrack tomorrow.
Well, working. Yeah.
Yeah, working out. It's good.
Yeah, working out. Good songs. Really could listen to them while you're working out.
Yeah.
All right. Talk to you guys next time.
All right, sounds great. We will record and then review something new, possibly Moon Knight.
Oh yeah, when is that coming out?
End of March.
Okay. I'm so not excited for that after all the crap that they did with the Marvel shows, but this is its own thing, so hopefully it'll be good.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah. I mean the trailer looked great. We gotta do Batman, right? We could go watch
yeah,
that.
we could review Batman. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Good review Uncharted.
That's right. We did. We saw that. Well, yesterday.
Yeah.
Maybe we could do review Uncharted.
Okay, we have a lot of options. There's a lot of stuff.
We have options.
I could review the Cuphead show.
You can't do that one. I haven't seen that one or played the game.
I only saw half so far, but it's good. Yeah. I like it.
Okay.
All right. I will talk to you guys next time.
Bye.